Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to a session of Empire of Thorns. Today we find Azure Rose, and Az has run from the hospital in which her former lover, Claudio Donati, is being treated for having had a heart attack. Racked with guilt and pain and emotions that are starting to move beyond words, her feet just carried her away from that place, this moment. She just ran almost in a blind run, and she ran for what she believed was a few blocks. But then she realized, as she came kind of crashing to a fall, that she isn't on City Street or in the hospital. She's on a path. And where she's fallen, she basically hit a pothole. And where she's fallen is almost in the center of Crossroads, in this otherworldly kind of woodland setting.
When she sort of crashes to the ground, she lets out a yelp, for better words. She surprises herself, and when she realizes that she's not in Kansas anymore, she stands up and brushes herself off and looks around and rubs her knee because now it's sore. Shit. Shit.
She hears something as she's there rubbing her knee. Something being whistled as someone approaches. She can try to guess what it is.
I think she's too distracted at the moment.
Okay. But there is somebody approaching her. She smells the scent of incense filling her nose as someone steps into the crossroads, walking towards her.
She kind of blinks a few times and reaches for her purse, realizes that she never brought it with her because they were in such a rush to get Claudio to the emergency room, and winces outwardly.
A voice that genuinely is more beautiful than any she has ever heard speaks out to her and says, "Oh, did you hurt yourself?"
I'm fine. Just fine.
No, you're not. But he'll kind of crouch down in front of her. Give her a soft smile.
I'll be fine. And she sort of picks herself up.
He'll stand up as she does. He realizes that he's tall and a little bit broad, but not overly so, about the 6'6" range, and just very filled out.
And she just looks at
He
him.
is also very compelling.
Yeah. Blinks a couple times. Have I seen you before?
I'm always there. Always watching. But
Not
no.
Santa, are you?
I'm only concerned with the naughty list here.
I'm sure you've seen my name before.
Well, your name has reached my ears. But that's not why I'm here today.
Where is here?
We'll kind of look up and around. We're just in the Vale Beyond. I believe you call it the Hedge. It occurs to Az, by the way, she's talking to a being that has about the relative power of one of the greater gentry, or Fae.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem that way. You can make me one of those, you can make me an intelligence academics roll. Actually, you can add +2 die, 1 because of your kith, and 2 because you did have some sort of religious upbringing. There were people around you who were religious.
Okay. 2.
Oh my, that's Satan.
Oh, good lord.
Well, no, but oh my, that's the devil. Like the real one, not the fake one. You are standing in a crossroads right now.
She runs her hands through her hair and looks at him and goes, "I'm sorry, my lord. I shouldn't be bothering you."
I'm not bothered. As I can feel, you have a need.
Her eyes
So I
glowed.
thought I'd come and offer my services.
Services. She licks her lips. What kind of services could someone as lowly as me need from you?
He'll kind of reach out, and his hands will pass over her shoulders. He'll touch silky and hot, deeper than any lover she's ever had. And he'll say, as much as you enjoy this, I can tell it weighs your heart down. This form of yours, this shape that was pressed on you. You are a rose, my dear. His finger will kind of go up her chin, trailing, lifting it a bit. And you want to shine among the thorns. But this, he'll pass his hands over again, coming dangerously close to her breasts, holds you back. And he'll smile at her.
My desires get me in trouble. They hurt the ones that I love.
They destroy the ones you love. And in turn, it hurts you so, doesn't it?
Of course.
If anybody knows this pain, it's me. He'll tilt his head at her with a smile. So I'm here to help. You want to be a flower, a rose among the thorns. I can do that for you. But All things come with a price. I'm afraid.
What kind of price?
Well, I think I figured a fair one. Part trade, part payment. I will turn you into one of the flowering and reshape this shape that you've been left with. And all I ask in return is for your succubus soul. And your love for Dr. William Morgan. You give me those two things. And a smile.
And she goes, not even pale, she goes like pure white.
You'll finally be free from this life that was forced upon you. Do you know how much Dr. Morgan hurts? You don't even mean to cause him that pain. He'll kind of wave his hand in front of her face, and he'll see Will basically kind of sitting at a bar, like, just rubbing his forehead with his hand, like, kind of looking at her phone number like he wants to call her, but he can't. And just kind of turning his phone and putting it down, and just shaking his head. You are to be married in less than a week to a man whose heart is bought and paid for by you. Your mark on the very depths of his soul. And this, he'll point at her again, the form, keeps you from that. Tell me. And he'll kind of go behind her. Like, it's literally like, and now he's behind her. And he'll lean and whisper in her ear. Do you want your daughters to know the life you did? To never know real love or a home. Ron can give you a home. Love. A daughter that you already care for and more down the line. He'll kind of be in front of her again.
She, again, just runs her hands through her hair. What about Claudia?
What about him?
What about that, love? Can't you take that?
I'm the devil, dear. Really? I have to have some manner of my reputation intact. He'll just smirk. That one hurts.
That's what I want to get rid of.
Well, that wouldn't really be doing you anything but a service, now would I? Now, if you'd like to get rid of your love for Claudio, and you'd like to pay a price for it, I can shape your desire for the service. Hell, if you give me Will Morgan's love, I'll even throw it in as a bonus.
She'll, at this point, sort of sink back to the ground and like her all of her strength just disappeared right now.
I could be persuaded to one other.
She'll
Payment.
look up.
That you will limit your infidelities to William Morgan.
Done.
There was more. May I go on? I'll give her a smirk.
She nods.
That your womb will not bear seed. A life for a life.
She'll close her eyes for a long moment.
To quote the divine Ursula, life's full of hard choices in it.
If I give up Will, what happens to him?
Nothing. I imagine he'll go on day to day as heartbroken as he is always, jumping from bed to bed to find the love that he'll never have.
At this point, just one big fat crocodile tear rolls down her cheek.
So, you want to reshape your form and for me to alter the love you have, Claudio Donati, away from that of an impure love and into a pure one. Do I understand that part correctly?
Yes.
And I will turn you into one of the flower, not a drudge or something of the darkened kith.
She'll bat away that tear and stand up.
What will you give me?
I will keep Will.
So, you will limit your love to the good doctor and give me a life for a life and your ability to bear a child.
Yes.
He'll smile and hold his hand up.
She'll stand up and dust her hand off and take his.
When her hand connects with his and he grips hers, it's almost a vice-like grip. She feels fire burn through her arm. Her skin literally begins to peel the outermost layer, flaking red as horns basically erupt from her head. wings rip from her back. It's tearing her clothes to shreds. The fact that she is standing is because her body has gone rigid and he's holding her by the hand, essentially. But her succubus soul is essentially torn clean out, traveling up his hand in a black, inky, sticky mess. At her feet grow vines of verdant green, this beautiful colors and riot energy erupting climb up her body. Her hair thickens, already thick, but thickens more with streaks of blue and red. Her eyes turn this very bright ice blue color. And her skin takes almost on that soft leaf texture as roses and other small rose family flowers begin to blossom in her hair. They're not as though you would catch your fingers in their hands. They're little bitty buds, basically. And that smell of roses kind of heightens around her as essentially this gauze-like kind of almost ephemera begins to coalesce around her and form essentially a very beautiful complementing dress. And he'll smile at her. It hurt when it was being taken from her, but when she began to come into her flowering self, the pain subsided. And now she feels essentially okay. But the one thing that certainly went with the other skin is the sheer darkness that was in her, that succubus, that evil that was in her, that jealousy and that covetousness and all of the bad things that were dwelling in her just lift. And it's replaced with growing, change, with feelings almost matronly in a sense, which is ironic because he took her ability to give birth. And his fingers will basically dance in the cup of her palm, and he'll pull his hand away.
She takes her hand back and looks down at herself and just blinks a bunch. Thank you.
I feel this was a bit of a 2-for-1 deal.
How so?
I made a deal with your fiance earlier.
Why?
Oh, he felt he was mentally unfit to love you and serve his court. So I gave him a bit of smarts.
What did he sacrifice?
Oh, his wolf. And he'll give her a bow. Goodbye, my queen.
And she'll turn to the direction that she came in. And sort of try to follow her footsteps back.
There's really only one way back.
Yeah.
And where does she go once she gets back?
She
comes out. She's going to the king? Okay.
Yep.
He's not hard to find. He's about the court. He's actually kind of sitting cross-legged in front of the fireplace reading a book. He's reading Pride and Prejudice. And he'll kind of look up at her and smile when he sees her. And then he'll tilt his head, like curious as to what happened.
And she'll just sit at his knees and take his hands.
I'll take them. The golden wolf glow, color in his eyes is gone. His eyes are just plain green now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very verdant, beautiful green, but she can tell that he definitely did trade his wolf. Hello.
What did we do today?
Well, I ate breakfast, and I planned our wedding a bit more. And he'll tap his lip. Oh, I made a deal with Lucifer. And he'll nod his head.
I know. Me too.
He'll tilt his head. Is that why you look different?
And she'll crawl into his lap.
What's wrong?
We both gave up so much.
Well, I'll kind of shrug. Then obviously we have a lot to build together.
And she'll run her hands through his hair.
He'll smile at her. He's still a hunter. He's still a hunter heart. He's still a wolf. Just he can't turn into a wolf now.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the form he preferred to be in, so that wasn't a small sacrifice on his end.
I love you.
I love you too, so much. I wanted I wanted I wanted to I did this in part for you and for the court.
I did this for you and I did it for Claudio.
When she says Claudio's name, that cold that often runs through her when she talks about him, that mine, it's really kind of more of an admiration.
Mm-hmm.
He'll kind of pick his book up and he'll kind of flip through the pages and he'll kind of bite his lip and he'll say he'll kind of lick him and he'll say, "In vain I have struggled. It will not do. My feelings will not be repressed. You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you." Reading off of the page, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1,000 worlds in all of these different books.
I know.
And I couldn't read them, and now I can. I even read that one. He'll kind of point at he'll kind of point at War and Peace. And it's horrible. I don't like it. But I could read it and understand it. He'll nod. But I like this one right now. Oh, I hate it so bad I want to burn it and dump its ashes into the fireplace. But but I like this book. He'll hold up Pride and Prejudice. And maybe now that I can read, I can do paperwork and I can do things, and Claudio won't have to do so much, and he won't get hurt again. He'll kind of look down ashamed. I don't want to have to need him. I'll look up at her. Do you know what I mean? And oh Lord, I'm sure she does.
Yeah.
I want him to help because he wants to, not because he has to. I'm king, and if that means I have to give up a part of myself that I can serve my people better, a shrug, then it's not really much of a sacrifice, is it? And he'll smile.
And she just kind of snuggles into his chest.
Can I read this to you?
Please.
He'll kind of pick her over and walk her over to like one of the fluffy chairs, and kind of cuddle her up against his body. And he'll start reading. He'll open up the first page and start reading it to her. Unless there's anything else you want to do, I think we can end our scene there.
No, I'm good.
So, thank you, everybody. Goodbye.